Good day, my friends. Well, this is the day that we are all going to find out whether I got my passport. For any of you that are new to my channel, and you might be wondering, what is she talking about? Anybody can get a passport, right? Well, you would think. But of course, I have learned in my life that not everything always is very easy in my world. And any of my friends that know me really well will tell you that. I really have had to learn to be very tough, strong, even though I have my moments of being overwhelmed and I cry. But I'm still very sane. I'm still standing. See, I'm still standing. In spite of everything life has thrown my way. And I've had many, many challenges. Well, so this is the story about my birth and everything. So to make a long story short, if possible, I'll try. I found out in 2014 when I went to renew my license that where I was born, the state where I was born, that they did not record my birth because the law has changed, especially since 9/11, where you need to have a record of your birth to just about do everything in today's world. And it needs to be the one from a county records office that has the seal on the document, right? Well, I didn't have that, and the only thing that I had was just the little paper certificate thing that you get at the hospital where you are born, okay? And that hospital no longer even exists today. My parents are no longer alive, so was a lot of obstacles in my life as I started to figure out that my birth was never recorded. And I found that out in my 50s, right? When I went to get my driver's license renewal, because the law had changed that you had to show proof in order to get your license. Well, so I embarked on a crazy journey, having to hire a lawyer to get my driver's license, pay $1,500, won that, right? So I had to end up creating what's called a delayed registration of birth. So I was so thankful that I was able to do that under the requirements that were necessary, and they give you a couple different choices that you could pick from to get this delayed registration of birth. So one of them that I chose was to get what's called a pneumident from Social Security when you actually filed for that. And then also I had two friends that knew me as a child, and they had to be 5 years or older. That would be my affidavit and say, you know, yes, I did know her and vouch for me and everything like that. So I was able to create that delayed registration of birth under those two situations. And so I ended up winning that last year, February, which I was so excited, you know, to be able to get that proof of birth. But I wanted to take this one step further because I'm in my 50s, and you know, it does look a little kind of suspicious. You know, somebody in their 50s now creating this birth record, and there could be red flags in some states, in some situations, or I just wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be that kind of a problem. So I said, what the heck, I am going to try to get my passport, because I would have never have gone through any of the problems that I've gone through if I would have had a passport, you know, and I wish I would have created that a long time ago. I would have gotten my driver's license right away. I never would have had to hire the lawyer to show proof of my birth and all kinds of situations, because the passport is just a, you know, foolproof document that the United States, you know, looks upon. So anyway, so I started embarking on that journey this year, back in April, to get my passport. Well, so what happened is, when I sent in to get the passport, they looked at my delayed registration of birth and how I created it, because, you know, I got my my Social Security, as a teenager, so that wasn't good enough for them. And of course, the two affidavits for them, it didn't show that I was here as a child. So I was temporarily denied, but I had 90 days to come up with another type of document that showed that I was here as a child. So I picked their choices. They gave me a couple choices: baptism records, school records, you know, a couple things. Well, school records are pretty hard at my age to come up with, because they didn't put everything on film, you know. And so anyways, the easiest thing was to come up with the census. And I kind of wish I would have done the census thing to begin with the delayed registration of birth, but I don't know why I thought that would have been a little harder to do or get. But actually it was very simple and easy to get the census. So I notified them, got the documents, filled it out, sent the money, got the census, and I couldn't believe how easy it was. And I did get an extra copy of that one. Got a bunch of copies of everything that I'm going to end up needing in life. So anyway, so I got my census, and I'm rushing it now out to the passport people, because I have 90 days to get this passport, you know, or the rest of the documents or something else that's proving who I am. And if I don't, they end up keeping my money, and I've already put out, at that point, it was like almost like so about $180. So I'm rushing now to do this and get this finalized. Okay, so that is where we come up with, after I sent the census, waiting to see if that was good enough for them, because the only thing that could show proof of me being here as a child is the census. But there was a little bit, of course, of an issue with the census. All right, are you ready for this one, everybody? And you can laugh with me, but census is done every 10 years. And so I missed, of course, the 1960 census because of when I was born. So then the next one was when it was 1970. So I wasn't technically a baby at that time. I was a child. And was that child age going to be sufficient enough for them? At least I had to wait to find out if that was I young enough, you know, to make them happy. So anyways, that's why I was like, whew, sweating it. Okay, am I going to get it? Are they going to accept me? All right, so I end up embarking on the journey, going down in, oh gosh, I was so impatient now after I sent the census. It was about early July that I go down, after 4th of July, to go check, did this passport come in? So I embark on the journey to go down there and check. I'm going to stay positive that this passport is there. They accepted it. I haven't got any email saying hello, red flags again. So maybe that's good news. When the first time they did, and they said, hey, they sent me a letter, and also besides this email, we're not accepting you. These are the reasons. These are the things you have to produce. So I have no new email from them or anything like that. So I'm going to stay positive that it's good news, all right? I'm going to get going. I got to get dressed and finish my coffee. Hope it's there, you know. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. All right, so after I checked, and it was a dead end. It didn't come. But I didn't have my delayed registration of birth didn't come. I had no letter, nothing saying, sorry, you're not accepted. Didn't get the delayed registration of birth back. But at this point, all I could do was hope. That was a good sign that maybe that means I'm going to get accepted. Maybe, I'm hoping. That's all I could, hope for. And that's where this picks up at this time frame. So now I had to go back another month later because I went a little too early to find out any kind of news about the passport. So are we ready to find out once and for all? Did I get my passport? Let's find out. All right, so I didn't film this live at the moment when I got to my mailbox because they have these loud music and stuff going on because my mailbox is at my storage unit, so I'm not sure what the reasoning is to put music throughout the place, but they do. So I will have to tell you what happened, okay? So I get my mail, I open up the mailbox, and I pull out all my mail and I see this from, the U.S. Department of State, right? Seattle Passport Agency. So I open it up and I look inside and it's got my delayed registration of birth record here. And I'm looking, no census, mind you, I don't have my census back. Good thing I got a second copy at this point. But I'm looking and I'm thinking, okay, what's going on? They sent this back and I'm looking for a letter, something to tell me. Yes, no, what's going on? Nothing. But then I see this paper and it says, where are my documents? Your passport application has been approved. What? And your passport has been issued. I'm like, really? Really? Did I get it? Then where is it? Give it to me. You guys never seen a side of me this way. It's just, give it to me. Where is it? All right, and I don't see it. Where is it? Well, I start going through the kind of being baffled, a little confused. And then it dawned on me, well, let me look through my other mail. I'm looking through my other mail and going through it and everything like that. And I see this other envelope, priority mail. And it says, again, from the U.S. government official mail. And I went, oh my gosh, could it be? Could it be? And guess what? When I open it up, it is officially my passport. And it says, passport, and with your U.S. passport, the world is yours. Oh, gosh. I have never been so happy to get something in my life. I have been thrilled. I don't think anybody could ever be so happy to get a passport than me. So the world is mine, after everything I've been through. Well deserved. Yeah, well deserved to be mine. And it's so funny. I have to share on my Facebook, all my friends, on my personal Facebook. They're all teasing me, and they're like, you know, well, it's about time. And then, or one is like, well, so which birthday do you get to celebrate? Which one is technically your birthday? Your birthday, or the birthday that you get your passport that the U.S. you know declared you a citizen of the United States? I was like, well, guess what? I'm special. I get 2 birthdays a year out of this one, right? Well deserved. I mean, who could do a freaking mistake and not record somebody's birth in our country? Who made that freaking mistake? The hospital? Was it the state I was born in at the title, county recorder's office? Who? I really would like to know, But anyways, it was kind of funny, and just all kinds of little things like little jokes about, too, and teasing and having fun with me. So yeah, just kind of stuff like that. And wahoos and celebrations, and anyways, I got it. So I could go to now any state so much easier now. If I want to change my domicile, I'd be able to get a driver's license so much easier with this, even though they might still accept this. It's just, this makes it so much smoother. I know I won't be, I guess, having any problems. I think I still have the scar of having to spend $1,500 to prove my birth, to get my driver's license, and I just don't want any issues like that. And then also I could go to Canada. I have actually a good friend of mine up there, Hillary, if you're watching, I love you. Mexico, if I want to meet up with friends down in Arizona, we decide to go hop over. I could get meds there if I needed to along my journey, until I change domiciles or whatever. I mean, just the world is mine. It opens up so much more opportunities for me, where if anything, I'm strapped trying to get back to Oregon or the Pacific Northwest as I'm changing domiciles or working on doctors and issues, that it still just gives me more options in between coming back and forth. I don't have to be so strict to a regiment kind of a deadline, and things like that in my world. So anyways, all right, I don't want to make this very long. I just want to get share the story, be brief. Those that are new to my channel, what this is all about, and those that have been following my journey can share in the celebration of my joy and get this out to you all. And I am at a new spot over here. I am recuperating after going to get this after my time at the coast. So let's see if I can show you around again without, maybe my face being in the way. Hold on. Alright, so this is my camping spot that I have found. I am boondocking off of Forest Road, and I found this gorgeous, beautiful spot. Look at all the colors and the yellow bushes and the green. Looks like little fern type trees out there, and all the beautiful pine trees or whatever kind of spruce trees, whatever they are. And then look at this, a big huge fire pit place. And then I am over there. Isn't this gorgeous? It was hot today though. Oh my gosh. It was like 90 degrees. But I've been loving it. I've been waiting to get warm for a long time. There is a kind of a narrow road coming in. I don't normally pick spots like this because, that is my only way in and out. And someone could easily block me in. But I am not going to even worry about it. That road has been so quiet. There hasn't been a soul on it. I honestly do not feel like I am in a place that's heavily trafficked that I literally need to worry about anything. That is just my comfort right now. Okay. Into a little round dead end spot. It's been perfect. I'm going to remember this spot. I would have no problem coming back here again in the future. All right, there's Milo. He's always underneath the van. He's like, I'm just keeping an eye on everything. It was a hot one today. Yeah, I kept him, nice, full of water and everything like that. He loves to come out there first thing in the morning. He says, okay, I'm ready when we're at a spot where I can just chill out and hang out. Yeah, he says, I like it. I got freedom. All right, well, I thought I would give a little update of my area where I ended up too, so you get a chance to, just see my relaxing R&R spot that is so much needed right now. And I just went exploring. I was going to actually go to another place further down the road on my radar, and I thought, well, let me see this road. And I couldn't ask for a better place right now to celebrate by myself right now. And because I'm by myself, but that's okay. And just peace and quiet. I really wanted for me to celebrate without any people around. I didn't want to be at a campground. I didn't want to be camping next to people. I wanted just my own personal solitude, private area to have my celebration out of everything that I've been through, and just to have the R&R, much needed to reboot, recover, to get through the next hurdle that I have to get through coming up next week. I just want to think right now, right here, right today, where I'm at, so much closer to wrapping up my business. I mean, that is celebration time. I know you haven't seen me this happy in a long time, right? I've had so many things in my life just weighing me down, Oh, anyways, huge hurdle. You have no idea. All right, I am going to relax here for another day. I head out of here in the afternoon on Monday for the next process of my life, and then slowly going to be getting on the road out of Oregon. I love Oregon, don't get me wrong, but I don't want to be here for another winter. Not when you're traveling in a van. It was too much. It's a beautiful state to come and visit during the summer months, but not to live in a van. Nope. Not through the winter. Alrighty, it's too long and dark and dreary and cold, wet cold. That wet cold just is miserable to get through in a van. Okay, but don't want to go there. Okay, I love you all. Thanks for following my journey so far. Stay tuned for the next video on my travels when I was traveling this summer. So I've got lots more of that coming up ahead. So be looking for that as well. All right? Love you all. See you in the next video. When I open it up. Yes. Passport, and with your U.S. passport, the world is yours.